I had to make a little stop here because I'm originally from a place called Fox Cove, so I had to stop at Fox Harbour just to get this shot. Anyway, quick stop, stretch the legs, moving on. have a little bit of a dilemma right now. Of course, I'm very indecisive and I tend to do stupid things a lot. So I'm trying to figure out if I should attempt to take my bike and go across this little bridge here. It's just a pallet bridge. It says use at own risk, so I'm not sure what I should do. I'm going to stand here and stare at it for a bit and see what happens. So I decided against crossing that little bridge, but I'm about to do something that's probably half as stupid. I'm going to take her down that trail. There's a spot down there right on the end that's looks like a nice spot to set up. But let's hope the grass is not too slippery. It must be damp because there's a hell of a lot of slugs walking down or crawling through there. Wish me luck. Well, I made it down the path nice and safe. Now I'm going to set up, see how this goes. This time I decided to bring a bigger mattress. It's like a double. This is a lot thicker than the little backpack one I had. But I knew I wouldn't be able to blow this one up with my lungs, so I'm going to try this little thing. It's a little rechargeable inflator, little pump. See how it goes. To be working quite well. Better than huffing and puffing. Well, she fit, but not much room for anything else. Perfect fit. Old army mattress or sleeping bag stuffed in that little pouch. Well, time to cook some burgers. Getting hungry. close to the end of the evening. It is 7:30. Actually, it's not getting close to the end of the evening. I think we have still a couple hours before dark yet to kill. But nope, had my supper, had a couple burgers. They were good. And now I'm just medicating now that I'm not going anywhere and everything's all set up. So I'm going to sit back, enjoy some tunes, and wait for the sunset. Well, it's almost 9:30, and I almost don't want to go in out of this. Such a nice evening out here. Just had a great sunset. I mean, just listen to the waves. Can't beat it, right? And once that sun finishes going down, there's going to be zero lights anywhere. I'm totally isolated and alone out this way. I shouldn't say alone, solitary. Anyway, I'm gonna go and get in my tent and start settling down. I'll see you in a bit. So I'm inside now anyway, just relaxing, just chilling, just setting things up, trying to figure out what I need and don't need for the next trip. One thing that I forgot, and I was thinking about bringing it, is like a little base layer, I guess, because once you get out of the pants and get in the sleeping bag, that little moment in between is pretty chilly. Sleeping bag is pretty cold when you first step into it. It takes a couple seconds for it to warm up. Then I'm good. So that's one thing I got to change for the next trip. So this is my little setup. Not much to it. So I'm glad I brought that big air mattress though. Even though it takes up the whole tent, it's perfect. It's perfect for this. It's not like I'm lugging it around on my back, so I just throw it on the back of the motorcycle and go. There's not really much that I brought with me that I'm not going to take the next time. That speaker actually came in handy this time. My daughter gave it to me for Christmas. I usually don't listen to it, but this time I did. Got my e-reader. Whether or not I'll use it, I don't know. pillow, a definite must. My gear all sorted out over there, just laying there, trying to keep moisture off it overnight. That's my nice little lamp I got. Actually, I gotta show you that. It's pretty damn bright. That, as you can see, it lights up the whole tent. But it also has like a dim mode, not as bright. Then it has a nice soft glowing mode. And then it even has a like a candle mode. It flickers. And if you don't want hardly any light at all, then you just turn it off altogether and it glows in the dark. That's pretty cool. I think it is anyway. So I thought of one thing that I'm not sure if I should bring with me next time or not, and that's my my hammock. I brought it. It's packed. The last couple trips I've been on, there was nowhere to set it up. And there's nowhere to set it up here tonight either. So would have been nice to be able to lay in it and watch the sunset. But that's it. So I might just leave that home and save some space, because it's not really a necessity, especially when you're trying to just pack everything on a motorcycle. And it's not like a car, but it's a little bit better than backpacking or hiking with it anyway. So right here is my goodie bag. It's my medication. Yeah, I have a cannabis prescription. Only use CBD when I'm riding. Don't touch any of this stuff unless I'm down for the night, which I am now. So I smoked one earlier, enjoyed the sunset and listened to some music. But it got me thinking, because that oil, that's indigo oil, and I use it every night when I go to sleep. It helps me sleep. It helps, just gets rid of nightmares and that kind of thing. But I usually take Zopiclone with it as well. And actually, I do take Zopiclone, know usually about it. So it got me thinking. Here I am out here, secluded, just kind of isolated somewhat. Ship Harbour's a few kilometers that way, but at the same time, there's nobody around me. And it's probably a good thing, because in about 30 minutes, I'm going to be totally impaired. My indigo oil is going to kick in, and I don't know if anything ever happens during my nights and while I'm sleeping or whatever. I'm screwed. That's one thing I never really thought about too much. Probably not a good time to start thinking about that either. There, I like this lighting better. It's not so hard on the eyes. One thing I always use when I'm home is a white noise app. And actually, the last couple times I've been camping, I had to use my headphones and some white noise. But tonight I don't need to, because it's I guess there's nobody around, and the ocean is just right there next to me. The waves are beating off the shore, and it's not too loud, and it's kind of like it's at a comfortable level. I'll put it that way. So I'm enjoying nature's white noise tonight. One thing that I noticed when I was coming down here on a motorcycle and setting up is this place is full of these huge giant slugs. They're like 3 inches long, and the thickness of your thumb. They're big. Haven't seen them that size in a long time. And of course, I'm looking around my tent now and thinking to myself, are they going to be all over my tent when I wake up in the morning? Because I got my gear laid outside underneath that little vestibule or whatever it's called, and just to kind of keep the moisture off it and that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm expecting to see lots and lots of those black slugs all over my tent in the morning. It's like something from a horror movie. Speaking of horror movies, that's one reason my speaker is good, because I'm using it to stream, or through Bluetooth, an audiobook. It's I can't remember the name of it. I'm horrible for that stuff. My mind is gone. And no, it's not the cannabis, because that hasn't kicked in yet. It's just, I'm like that with every show I watch. I'll watch shows after show and not even realize I watched it or forget which episode I'm on and all that stuff. And it's the same thing with reading or audiobooks. It's, they help me go to sleep pretty much. They knock me out. I enjoy them while I'm experiencing them in the moment, but don't ask me what it was about or who the author was. Well, mostly Stephen King. That's pretty much what I read most of the time is Stephen King, but this time I'm not reading Stephen King or listening to Stephen King. I'm actually reading Stephen King. I forget the name of it. If It Bleeds. Yeah, I got through a couple short stories in that. I think there's 4, maybe 5 in it. Anyway, I'm going to go listen to my audiobook for a few seconds until I think about something else that I find peculiar. Alright, wasn't a bad night. 7 o'clock, just woke up. So that's not too bad. A decent night's sleep, I guess. So it was probably definitely before midnight when I fell asleep. So probably a good 8 hours. Can't complain. It looks of the moisture on the outside of it. It looks like it's not as nice of a day as it was yesterday. Let's check things out. See what's going on. Not raining, but let me guess. RDF rain drizzle fog. Probably the drizzle or the fog. Yeah. Drizzling. Damn, I'm not. Even my stuff that was laid out there inside this little vestibule all stayed moisture free, except for the toe of my boot. Time to get some breakfast going. I have some of Mom's homemade bread for toast. Got a little bacon and an egg or two. Should be all right. Got the bacon going. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? The butter was still too hard. I couldn't spread it. I was hoping it was going to melt a bit. Oh well. Well, that's it. All packed up, ready to head back. No mess left around belong to me. I didn't bring any extra bags so I can clean up some of the trash that's been laying here, but that's it. Now, I am nervous over this because I know the grass is wet and motorcycle tires are not very good on wet grass. So hopefully I'll get up there safely. We shall see. Well, my luck ran out. Got stuck a couple times. I think I'll unload some gear and see if that helps. It might not, but it's worth a shot. That was a nightmare and a half. Made about 4 attempts to ride up it, kept getting stuck. So what I had to do, ditch my gear, reduce the weight, and I had to get off and throttle her a little bit, push with her, go a couple feet, take a break, do the same thing, slowly make my way up the hill. Don't ever go down grassy trails on a motorcycle when you know it's going to be wet. Yeah, my gold wing. I'm halfway home, short ride anyway, from my home to where I was camping. I think it's only about an hour and a half ride. But back is hurting a bit from lugging that motorcycle up over that embankment. Got a little thirsty, so I figured I'd pull over, and I'm in no rush, so I figured I'd pull over and have a little sip of water. A bit of a protein bar, something to, yeah, the eggs and the bacon. I didn't eat the whole two slices of toast, just a one. Maybe I should have. Oh well. Either way, I'm going to enjoy a protein bar and some water.